This is the Build a Vibrant Culture podcast, your source for the strategies, systems, and smarts you need to turn possibility into purpose. Every week, we dive into dynamic conversations as our host, Nicole Greer, interviews leadership and business experts. They're here to shed light on practical solutions to the challenges of personal and professional development. Now, here's your host, a professional speaker, coach, and consultant, Nicole Greer.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Build a Vibrant Culture podcast. My name is Nicole Greer, and I'm the Vibrant Coach, and I have another amazing author on the show today, and word on the street is he's funny, so you're in for a treat. Let me tell you a little bit about Joel Zeff. He creates energy. He's vibrant. His spontaneous humor and vital messages have thrilled audience for more than 25 years. As a national speaker, work culture expert, don't miss that. He's going to teach us how to build a vibrant culture, and author and humorist, Joel captivates audiences with a unique blend of hilarious improvisational comedy and essential ideas on work and life. He has shared his experience and insight on collaboration, leadership, change, communication, innovation, fun, and passion at more than 2,500 events. And he just released his new book, Make the Right Choice, Lead with Passion, Elevate Your Team, and Unleash the Fun at Work. He has appeared on CNBC and featured in the Dallas Morning News and the Houston Chronicle. He's from Texas. And the Kansas City Star. That's where he went to college. We just found out about that. And his son is going to go to his alma mater. So everything is working out in his life. And many other media outlets. Joel, I'm so glad you're here.
Wow, that was a fantastic introduction. I don't even know if we need to do the podcast. I think
Yeah,
we're good. I think
well,
we've covered everything.
yeah, well, I know they're already in love with you listening to all those good things. Yeah, so I'm just so glad you're here, and I'm glad that I've got a culture expert on the show. And I love your book. I love your book,
Thank you.
Make the Right Choice. And gosh, leading with passion. It's not that hard. What do you think?
I think the good leaders understand that you have to lead with passion and that you have to help the people around you be successful. And usually those are the leaders that bring me in to speak to their teams. I
Yeah.
usually don't get calls. I usually don't get calls from the bad companies. Every once in a while, one slips through, and I'm like, "Who are you people?" And you know immediately too. You know immediately. I remember one time I was doing a leadership workshop, and the CEO or president, whoever the top person was,
Uh-huh.
left as soon as the workshop started. Like, and this doesn't apply to me. Why would I stay here with my managers and learn about leadership and teamwork? I'm going to go do phone calls in the lobby, and immediately you're like, why? You're doomed. You have no
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah, and passion is like the leader's heart goes first, and we feel his heart or her heart, and then it like ignites our hearts. That's where like vibrant comes from. I talk about it all the
Yeah,
time. Joel, people are like they get lit from within. Like you've got to help them get their internal motivation cooking. And if
right.
there's no lead with passion, meaning that the heart of the leader's not on fire, we're doomed. You're right. Okay, so you have this little thing, ta-da. And so I love ta-da because first of all, I'll just tell you when I was a little girl, I ta-da'd a lot.
Yes, we
I
all
was like,
did.
yeah, watch me, ta-da!
We
Yeah,
all
so,
did.
so tell me
And
about ta-da, and how that came to be your your tagline or your
so
your
when
saying.
yeah, so when my children were younger, they're old now and barely talk to me. Um,
That's
although
not
we did
true.
we no, we did go to the movies last night. They
Wait,
graced me with a dinner at PF Chang's and a movie last night.
oh,
So
solid outing.
yeah, it was big. It was like royalty. Um, we even got an appetizer, which was
What?
wow. Yeah, I know. It was big time. And so uh when they were little, everything they do in their life, everything was a ta-da. They eat a
Yes,
sandwich, you're like, ta-da, you did it, buddy. You ate the whole sandwich.
that's
They
right.
throw a ball, you're like, ta-da. And everybody is the same, when their kids are younger. We celebrate everything. And when we celebrate, we build their confidence. You see it in their body language. They smile, their eyes light up because we're celebrating. We're giving them that positive support, and that confidence creates a foundation. It creates that fuel, and whatever we're celebrating, they do more of. They keep going, whether they're trying to walk or trying to use a spoon, whatever we're celebrating. And as we get older, we stop celebrating. We still have moments that deserve celebration. We still have ta-da moments. We just don't celebrate them. We just think, well, it's just part of our lives, or this is how our day to day goes. Why do we need to celebrate this? But we do, because it fuels our passion. And when we have that fuel, we're better teammates, we're better communicators, we're better leaders. And so my goal, my guiding light, is to remind my groups when I keynote is that we have to celebrate. We have to have these moments together, because that's what really connects us. And before I even start, at the beginning of my keynote, I have the whole audience stand up and we do a huge ta-da. We count the three. We do a big ta-da. We think about something great that we've done, that we deserve it, and then everybody continues to ta-da the rest of the conference, because it energizes us.
Yeah, that's so fantastic. And the thing about it is that it's also like scientific in your body. Like when you're celebrating, you're up the feeling scale, you're releasing all these good neuropeptides. Everybody starts to marinate in what I call good juju. And when people feel good, they work good. It's just a simple thing. But you've laid it out. In Joel's book, he talks about on page 2, genius right there already out of the gate. We all work hard and we still need a ta-da because it fulfills our basic needs after food, water, shelter, clothing, Wi-Fi, and Netflix. I totally agree. And so he says there's 5 secrets to ta-da, and one is we want to feel appreciated. And so
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, positive support. Think about, in my keynote, I say, I have a job where I get a round of applause. That's pretty cool, right? I do my job, I get a round of applause. I don't even have to be great. I can have an off day and people will still go, well, he was okay, but they're going to still give me applause. That's pretty awesome. Most people, an accountant, IT, engineer, architect, property manager,
That's
I'm
my old
sure
gig, property
a
manager,
property
restaurant
manager,
manager. Oh,
restaurant
restaurant
manager.
manager.
Yeah, I'm sure no one came into the restaurant and went, "Oh, Nicole, the way you
Fantastic
manage
job.
the way you manage the restaurant, that was fabulous." Right?
Yeah.
No, but you deserved it. You certainly worked hard. And so, because, I have this job that I get a round of applause, I think everybody should have a job where they get a round of applause. And if you don't receive one from somebody else, then you have to give it to yourself. As soon as you show up for work, you just, woo!
Yes, out of bed. Good job. Showered.
People will look at you strange, but you can just look right back at them, and go, I'm good. But that positive support is, again, it's the fuel that, just like the tada, it fuels us, and we have that energy, and it fuels our creativity, and it fuels our ability to be a great teammate and a communicator and a leader, which makes everyone successful. And that positive support is a key ingredient, along with opportunity. And when you put those two things together, it's amazing what people can accomplish.
Yeah. Okay. So wait, you just slipped something in there. You
Did
said,
I?
yes, appreciation plus an opportunity. So talk about that magical formula that you said right there. Write that down,
Right,
everybody.
right. So I use improv games as a visual tool to talk about these messages, and I invite audience members. They come to the stage. We play an improv game. It's very funny. You never know what's going to happen, and so they're making choices, and these are the same choices that we all make, whatever our job is. Again, restaurant manager, property manager, architect, engineer, accountant, IT. I think there's a few more jobs out there. I think I just covered,
Yeah.
I almost got them all. I think
Baker,
I left 2 or
candlestick
3 out.
maker. There's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, yeah. Brewer. We didn't mention brewer. I don't know where
Oh,
that came
let me
from.
let me tell you something really cool, real quickly
Yeah.
about what people do. So last week I was in a room. I have a coach. Every coach should have a coach, or they're a big fat hypocrite. So I've got one. And
Mhm.
so I went to go see my coach. And so I'm in the room with all these fancy people, and this guy. I'm like, well, what do you do? And he says, oh, I own a sake brewery in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I was like,
Wow.
no way. I'm going to a sushi joint tonight. He's like, I'm pulling up the menu. I'll tell you which one to buy. So,
Yeah.
I mean, people have the coolest jobs these days. So even if
You
you're a
never know.
sake maker, you need to be appreciated, and
I
there's probably lots of opportunities. I don't know many sake
Yeah.
makers.
I haven't ran into one yet, but you know, I'm young. Could happen. Who knows?
I could introduce you to my sake maker.
I Everybody should have a sake guy, right?
That's right. That's
Everybody should
exactly
have
right.
one in their phone, ready to go.
I got mine on
I've got
on
like 5
speedo.
Olympians in my phone, but I don't have any sake guys. I need one. I need a sake guy.
All right, I'm going to hook you up.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'd love to be hooked up about anything. What were we talking about?
We
Positive
were talking
support and
about being
opportunity.
appreciated and opportunity
And
because you
opportunity.
slipped like a little. I like
Yeah.
formulas. I like
Right.
little
I
things we
know.
can
I know.
remember. Yeah.
So in these improv games, I invite audience volunteers up, and they're making choices, and these choices are again the same choices that we make to be successful at our work. And I give them the opportunity to be creative, to work together as a team, to listen, to focus, and then the audience gives them positive support. So I'm just showing you visually what happens when you give somebody opportunity and positive support. They're creative, they work together as a team, they're great leaders, they're great communicators. That's what we all want. That's the foundation that we all need, no matter what our job is. And if we don't receive opportunity and positive support, we're not very happy. We
That's
turn into
exactly
bye
right.
bye people, like bye bye, like I don't care, bye bye. And we all meet bye bye people. Just call customer service. Right?
100%.
It right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I haven't seen a bye-bye person in a while. Hang on, let me call customer service. Oh, I get it. Okay. And we want opportunity, right? We want opportunity. And what is it? But your opportunity is going to be different than mine. Your opportunity might be you want a different role, a different responsibility. You want more training. You want the opportunity to come to a conference. You want the opportunity for a mentor, a coach, what you mentioned. It's what's going to fulfill you and make you happy. And then when you match it with positive support, it's really amazing what happens. And that magic chemistry will create some very, very special moments.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I think deep down inside, we all kind of, most of us, there's a few, there's the outliers, but most of us want to do better in life. Like, even at my age, I get up every morning, I'm like, what could be better today? How can I make life better today? Right. And what opportunities are out there? I love an opportunity to grow myself. So I don't think that ever stops. It's the human condition. All right. Number two, you say we want to be respected. Giving someone recognition means they're getting respect. So I got Aretha Franklin in my mind. Talk about respect.
Well, that positive support is so powerful. And, if you don't receive that positive support, if you don't give that appreciation, then there's an emptiness and you're going to fill it with something else. And usually what you're going to fill it with is negativity, right? They don't appreciate me. They don't care about me. They're not listening to me. They're not giving me the responsibility. And you're not going to be very happy at your work and in that culture. And so you're going to start looking around for something better. And so as leaders, we have to appreciate the people around us because that connects us, and that appreciation is as simple as here's the challenge. When you go home from work, you think about all the people you come in contact with, and you say, did I give the people positive support? Did I appreciate them? Did I say, thank you? You did a great job. Way to go on this project. Thanks for listening to me. So, oh, I was really busy. So, tomorrow, because we're thinking about on the way home, let's give that positive support. And I don't care. You can text them, you can email them, you can mail them a letter and wait a week. You can call them up, see them in the hall. It doesn't matter. There's no expiration date on a thank you, right? A lot of food expires. My wife will throw food like deli meat, like
Oh,
today.
she should.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, what are you doing? I think that's still good. And you're like, no, no. You should,
She's
no.
anti-salmonella. I'm with
Yeah,
her.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Things can only be in our refrigerator for like 2.5 days, apparently, and they're just like gone. Yeah, positive support. It doesn't expire. Saying thank you does not expire. It doesn't. No one in the history of man has opened up a letter, a thank you letter, and said, "Well, this is late." I mean, it made me feel great, but it was late, you
Yeah.
know. And so we have to appreciate. We have to say thank you.
Yeah, 100%. And so the other three is we want to be recognized, we want to be triumphant, and we want a surprise. I think that last one, it goes back to the same thing you're saying about ta-da as a child. I mean, can you remember like how delighted you were as a kid to be surprised? And I think that's the ultimate show of love is I'm going to all this trouble in the background.
Yeah, I care about you, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
care
yeah.
about you. And, I emceed an awards program last week, and they gave the award, and then they had this cold spark, like the spark, you know,
Oh, so
and
cool.
yeah, it was. And it was the first time they did it. And that was a surprise. And what it says to the winners is we put a lot of effort into this. We care about you. This
Yeah.
is a big deal. We appreciate you. We recognize you, respect you, and that surprise creates a moment. It creates something special, and it stays with you. It sticks with you, and it's important. It's an important part of the ta-da moment.
Yeah, I love what you're saying about that. It made me think of a leader that I know here in North Carolina. Her name is Emily, and she oversees leadership development for economic development in our community colleges. And she's got birthdays dialed in terms of surprise. And so like she figures out what people love and she goes absolutely nuts and like decorates their office area. And so last time I was in there, it was somebody's birthday and they love the show Friends. And like you walk in the front of the building and like there's all the Friends characters,
Oh,
yeah, you go down the hallway, she's got the couch.
wow.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
she goes
That's a lot of
complete.
effort.
Oh my gosh, and, like, pictures of the fountain, and, I mean, just the whole thing, and her people know something's gonna happen, but
Yeah.
they're like kids, they're like, "Don't tell me what you're gonna do for me. I
Yeah.
don't wanna know."
Oh,
And
they're
she
very
does.
lucky. They're
Oh,
very
they
lucky to have Emily in their life that does that. That's pretty
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and don't miss this, all you leaders listening, and they work so hard for her
Of
and
course.
try to please her.
Yeah,
They
because
just can't
yeah,
work hard enough to make her happy.
yeah, because she's giving positive support, she's creating opportunity, she's recognizing their efforts, and when you create that, it's an amazing chemistry. And it's really not that difficult, but you'd be surprised how many leaders don't do that.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is their opportunity. We're listening to Joel Zeff, who is talking about making the right choice, and the right choice is to do all these things. So that's the deal. All right, you have this story in here, the story of losing my job and a magic harmonica.
Oh, actually, I have
Tell us about the magic harmonica. Do I want to know about the magic harmonica?
this is
Oh,
the
it's here, everybody. It's
Yeah, this
here.
is the actual magic harmonica, Nicole.
Stop.
Yeah, and let's see if it sometimes on some of these Zooms it will drop out the harmonica. Let's see. Did you hear the harmonica?
Oh, totally.
So I bought this. I don't remember. I bought it in college at a lecture. I'm guessing it was a famous harmonica player that was lecturing and
Don't
sold
forget, he was
harmonicas.
in
But
college. It's
yeah,
fuzzy.
yeah, it was. And I don't remember. But I bought this harmonica in college, and it's a real. I mean, it's legit. It's a legit. It's not like a cheap harmonica. It's like a legit harmonica. Yeah, yeah. And so I was working as a newspaper reporter in Dallas at the Dallas Times Herald, and I just moved to Dallas 6 months prior. So I'm only in Dallas 6 months, and I lost my job. So yeah. So, but here's the story. And I call it. It's my favorite chapter in the book, the Magic Harmonica Moment, which is the story of losing my job. And so this happened, and the people on the Titanic did not know they were on the Titanic. They did. They were living the life of luxury,
That's right.
according to the movie, except for Leo DiCaprio and the third class passengers.
Right. Living
Um,
around the bottom of the ship. Mhm.
right. I was fully aware that I was on the Titanic at the newspaper, and I just didn't know when we were going to hit the iceberg. And is that too soon? Is that too soon to talk about the Titanic? Is it too soon?
No, no, I my
You
my
okay?
my listeners are
All
advanced.
right. Okay.
We're good.
So they called me on Sunday. It's a terrible job. They call me on Sunday, and they say, "Come clean out your desk. Tomorrow's the last paper. You've lost your job." So I just moved to Dallas. I'm living in a one-bedroom apartment. I have no furniture. I have a bed and a couch, and I just lost my job. I was working in Michigan at a newspaper in Michigan. Moved to Dallas, and so when I left my apartment, I grabbed this harmonica. Now I don't often grab my harmonica because one, I don't play the harmonica, and two, I don't have any musical talent. But for some reason, this day that I lost my job, I'm like, "Oh, I should take my harmonica." And I don't know why. I
Oh,
don't
it was the spirit.
I really don't know why. If I had a time machine, that would be one of the first days I'd go back. And so I go down to the newspaper, and when you lose your job, there's a range of emotions. Some people are angry, some people are confused, some people are sad, some people are, shocked. And I was elated. I was like, a weight had been lifted off my shoulders.
Woohoo! I'm off the Titanic.
Yeah, I'm
Life
like,
raft.
I don't know what's gonna happen next, but it's gotta be better than what's happening now. And so I found myself on the back loading dock. Again, I don't know why I searched this out. I don't remember. I don't know why. And so on the back loading dock was the media, radio stations, TV stations, the other newspapers covering the demise of the paper. So I kind of looked around. I had my magic harmonica, and this is what happened. See if it's working. It's very early in the morning. Sounds pretty good though. But I can do one blues note pretty good. So I was like, I lost my job. I got no money. I just moved here 6 months ago. They said, come clean out your desk. I got nothing but this harmonica. I lost my job. I got the newspaper blues. Now I got to look for a new job. I got the newspaper blues. Something to that extent. I don't know what the exact words were. So this is not normal behavior when you lose your
No,
job.
no.
And
Don't
so,
don't
yeah.
miss
So
that,
what?
everybody.
No,
Not
I
normal
recommend it.
behavior.
I recommend it. I recommend it to everybody. Do it. Get yourself a magic harmonica. And so it was like the movies, like you could see the cameras like go, you could see, they're like, oh my God, this is way better than the person taking the box to his car. This is so much better.
With a tear.
Yeah, with a tear. Yeah, it was very dramatic. And so what happened? Somebody grabbed my elbow, Nicole. Somebody grabbed my elbow. I don't
Uh-oh.
remember who that person was. And they said, this is a direct quote. It was like a film noir movie. They said, you will never work in this town again. Direct quote.
Ooh.
I remember those words. Someone said that to me, which is really one of the greatest moments in my life, because if you ever had the opportunity where someone says, you'll never work in this town again, then you probably did something pretty cool. So I had that. Somebody said that to me, and they were wrong. I worked in that town plenty of times. And so later that evening, we're at a friend's apartment. It's a wake. Everybody just lost their job. We're watching the news. Most people didn't know that I did this. And so then the news comes up, the local news, and there's me playing the harmonica, and everybody in the party, like 40 people in the party, just turned around and looked at me like, what did you do? And then we turned it on another station, and there I was playing the harmonica again to kick off the newscast. And so it was kind of a big moment. And I always call it the Magic Harmonica Moment. And which you're referring to chapter 2.
Yeah.
Let's go to chapter 2, which is my favorite chapter.
Yeah.
And
Page 10, 11, and 12 have major bullet points.
wow, yeah. And so I want to just go over what I said in the book, because these, in reflection, what did the Magic Harmonica Moment teach me?
Yeah.
It taught me that you have to reduce your stress. Losing your job is very stressful, and you're not going to be at your best. So, it's reducing your stress. It's, I talked about creating confidence, embracing change and disruption, focusing on the moment, taking a risk, be who you are, and that was me being who I was. And more importantly, I think, is choosing your attitude. I didn't choose that I was going to lose my job, that I was going to move to Dallas, and then 6 months later, I was going to lose my job. And it was me putting myself out there and being my true self. And what did I do right after that? Well, I started doing stand-up open mics. I took a workshop at an improv comedy theater. I auditioned. I joined that theater. I fell in love with improv. And all those moments led me to this moment today. It led me to my career speaking. And if that moment of that magic harmonica moment doesn't happen, then I don't know if all of these other moments happen. Right?
Right.
Maybe I continue my career as a journalist. Maybe, I just keep on going and I don't leave, and, I get promoted, or I go to another newspaper or magazine. I just keep going. But I lost my job and I had to reset. And so I started doing stand up and improv, and fell in love. And I got a job at a PR agency, an ad agency, to make ends meet. And then one of my PR clients was Texas Instruments. And they said, I know you do improv on the weekends. Can you come do some improv with us before we're having this meeting? And I'm like, okay. And that's how it started. And that, again, that Magic Harmonica Moment led to that moment, Texas Instruments asking me to do improv games, which led me to the light bulb moment of saying I could offer this to other clients. And then 2,500 events later, I'm talking to you, Nicole.
Yeah, this is the pinnacle of your career right now.
Yeah, we're building a vibrant culture podcast. This is it. I made it.
Yes.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
But it's about choosing how you react to change, what your attitude is.
Yeah,
You
which
can
is
choose.
chapter 3. Fun is a choice, passion is a choice, happiness is a
Yeah,
choice.
yeah. I didn't
Yeah,
control losing my job, but I control how I react to it. And
right.
I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be supportive. I'm going to see it as an opportunity. I'm going to embrace the change, embrace the opportunity. If I didn't lose my job, do I go do stand up open mics? Do I start taking workshops with an improv group and audition? I don't know if I have the time to do all that. And all of that led to something else. And so I think you have to choose your attitude. You have to remain confident. You have to reduce your stress. It's not your fault. Be who you are. And I think that's a really powerful attitude.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. Yeah. So I love your magic harmonica story. What's landing for me is like really you found your mission or purpose in life, and I think sometimes it unfolds in the funnest ways. And, you're right there with your harmonica. I think that's fantastic.
Are you ready to build your vibrant culture? Bring Nicole Greer to speak to your leadership team, conference, or organization to help them with their strategies, systems, and smarts to increase clarity, accountability, energy, and results. Your organization will get lit from within. Email her at nicole@vibrantculture.com and be sure to check out Nicole's TEDx talk at vibrantculture.com.
All right, now let's talk about choosing fun. So, I have leaders a lot of times do this thing where they create a mission statement for work and life. And I know everybody's heard about mission statements and vision statements, and maybe we're all tired of hearing that mess, but you got to have it. That's what I know. And if you really believe in mission and purpose, it can change things. But one of my personal core values is fun.
I
Day
can't
without.
tell. I cannot tell. That's not coming through at all. Is it? It must be my. Hang on. Can you get closer to the camera? I just.
Well, and nicest compliment somebody said to me one time is you laugh easy.
You're very good. You're an excellent laugher.
I mean, and
Absolutely.
I'm like, well, gosh,
You have.
life is hilarious. I mean,
You have a yes. Yes. I
I mean,
would.
you got to
I
find the funny.
yes. I'd like to put you in the front row of every one of my performances.
Well, I'll send you a contract. Okay.
Okay.
Page 18. Well, actually, on page 16, you have a question, which I love. And listen to this question. This is what we call in coaching a powerful question. Why
Oh.
would you choose anything other than fun? That is an excellent question. And you've got a whole list of things on page 18, but I'd love to hear from you. Like, why choose fun? Because
Uh,
that makes it vibrant. When people are
right.
laughing, again,
Right.
they're
You
swimming
know.
in endorphins and all these good things.
Right. I was talking to a group of students recently, and I said, most of your choices are based on fun right now. M-
Right.
I mean, most of your choices when you're young is based on, is this fun? Right? Almost
Hmm.
probably 90 to 95% of your choices are based on, is this fun? Am I going to play the sport? Is this fun? Am I going to do student council? Is it fun? Am I going to be in band? Is it fun? Am I going to work after school? Is it fun? Most of your choices are based on fun. As we get older, we start making choices that aren't based on fun. They're based on career or family or responsibility or financial obligations. And all of a sudden, we start making, and they're micro decisions. And we make enough of them and we turn around, and all of a sudden, we're working for a company that we're not passionate about, that we don't believe in, and we're not
Mm,
having fun. And we are like, how did we get here? Well, we made
right.
a whole bunch of decisions that weren't based on fun, and that's how we got here. And so I think we have to evaluate. And career is a journey, and you take lefts and you take rights, and sometimes you're in the wrong place and you figure that out and you got to go somewhere else. And
That's right.
like, I started as a newspaper journalist, and then I worked at a PR agency, and then I worked at an ad agency, And I went on my own doing PR and media, and I did media relations. I did video production and trade show, and all of it was kind of finding its way to my career now, speaking. But all those all those stops help create who I am.
That's right. That's
And
exactly right.
you've got to make decisions that are about fun, because you have to be in energized and inspired and motivated. And it doesn't matter what your career is. Your fun is different than my fun. I have a nephew who's an auto mechanic, and he loves being an auto mechanic.
Yeah, tinkering,
He,
taking it apart, getting it back
yes,
together. Woo!
that's not fun for me,
Mm-mm.
but that's fun for him. So, what is your fun? What is your passion? What do you love to do? What would you do for free? I mean, honestly, he just turned 21. Honestly, if you said, I want you to go over here and fix cars for free, he would do it. And I think he fixes his dad's car and his family's car for free,
Oh yeah, he
but
does.
he loves it. He's passionate about it, and he's figured that out. And so he has a career now. And so you figure out what you love to do. You figure out what your fun is and go in that direction. And I promise you, something good is in that direction, but you got to go that way.
Yeah, and you do need to like step back and look at it. So, in my work when I'm coaching people, I have this methodology called Shine, and so I tell people, the first thing you need to do is self-assess, right? And so I'm going to add that to my list of questions. What are you having fun doing, right? I mean, because
Yeah.
that's a big part of it. And there's this practice that I learned from this woman, Anne Strett, and it's a very ancient spiritual practice, and it's called the daily examen. And you say it like that, examen.
Ooh.
But
Examine.
yeah, it comes from this guy named Saint Ignatius, and I think the guy wanted to
Ooh.
have
I think
fun.
we read a book in Western Civ about Saint Ignatius.
Well, and you should read you some Saint Ignatius. Mind
I believe
blowing,
we
good
did.
stuff, really good stuff. But anyways, he said, "Here's what you do every day. At the end of the day, is you make a column in a small notebook, or you make a note. And on the left hand side, you said what brought me to life today, or what was fun today, or what brought me joy today. And then he says in the right hand column, you write in there, these are the things that stole my joy, made me sad. And he's like, move towards the things on the left side of the page."
Wow.
Like, so this is
Yeah, it's very
ancient
powerful.
this is
Yeah.
ancient truth, but I mean, I like the way you're
Yeah.
talking about it.
Well, if you just focus on what you love to do, I get asked all the time, how come you don't host a podcast? I get asked that all the time. And I
Well,
said, well,
because
I
you're on
love
my
being,
podcast. You don't have
yeah,
time for
I love
everything.
being a guest because it's a lot of work. That's why. That doesn't sound like fun to me. It doesn't. Yeah, I love to be a guest. That's fun to be on your show, but
Yeah.
to produce a show and to market a show, and no, that does not sound like fun to me. So you have to focus. You might have these opportunities, but what you have to focus on what you love to do and what you enjoy. And I enjoy being on stage and speaking. That's my true love. That's my passion. And so everything else, I'm not as interested in, because it doesn't bring me that same joy.
Yeah. And we are talking to Joel Zeff, who wrote this amazing book, Make the Right Choice. Here it is. Okay.
Let's both hold it up.
That's fun. Look at that. That's good. But there's this coach that I said I go see. His name is Dan Sullivan, and his troop of coaches, and he wrote a book called Unique Ability. And
Mm,
what you said, like if you wanted to dive deeper into that, that's a great read. All of my listeners are great leaders, readers and leaders,
we can add that
or not. It's kind of fun
or
to
not.
leave the mistakes in.
Yeah,
Because we're just a bunch of normal
yeah,
people trying to do a podcast. But in the book, he just talks about what you said, is like you would do it absolutely for free, and you get in flow. Is his other thing, is that you
yes, I've
just
heard
like
that
you could do it for hours and hours and hours. Now, I love these myths you have in the book, and I think we have time
about
to go
fun.
through those, and that we're
Yes,
only like 3 chapters in here,
yeah,
um, but I think people have a lot of mental models or thinking or paradigms or whatever dang words you want to use right there about fun at work. And you have this first myth number one: we are afraid that fun will interrupt our business,
yeah.
and we don't have time for fun.
No, we're very serious. in our manufacturing, selling, distributing, creating, engineering, architecting.
Of these
Very
ball
serious.
bearings.
Very serious. We can't possibly have fun. Yeah, and fun again is something different for every person. And fun is not just we're going to have a pizza party and play
Right. No
pickleball.
more pizza parties. I'm anti-pizza party, by the way.
You're anti pizza party.
It's too much. Stop.
It's too much. We
We
should
could be
have
more
salad.
creative than that.
Yeah. But you're right. You're right, by the way. And so, it's what is fun? Fun can be being a mentor. Fun can be,
Yeah.
creating a new program, making that big sale, overcoming that challenge, um, solving a problem. Fun is something different to all of us. What is your fun? What lights you up? But we also have to have fun as a group together because it connects us, it bonds us. There's nothing better than having that energy, that spirit together. And there is always time for that because it refuels us and
Right.
it energizes us, it inspires us. It's a very important part of work.
Yeah. I have a gal I work with. Her name's Jennifer, and she works in a place that makes hinges and drawer slides. And they make
Oh, excellent.
so many of them, it's crazy. Like,
Yes.
all day long, you're there, you hear tink, 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 and these hinges are
I mean,
falling into
yeah,
a box.
yeah.
It's just amazing how many hinges they sell, and it's a fantastic company, and it's called Bloom. Well, Jennifer is a crazy runner, like marathon, marathon, marathon runner, and, she has created this whole movement where they're not eating pizza, they're running, and so you'll get there, like, at 4:45, everybody's standing in the lobby. And they're like, "These are my new hokas. What do you think?"
I
You know,
like it.
it's a whole shoe show off moment, and then there they go. And
Yeah.
it's
They
so
create a
fantastic.
community. They
Yeah,
create a community and they have fun together. They connect. And what happens is all of that translates into the next time they have a challenge, an obstacle, an issue, because they're going to remember the foundation they built running and having fun together. And so that
yeah,
builds respect and it connects them and it allows them to be successful together. It's very powerful.
yeah. Alright, now myth number 2 you said is we
Oh, we're
might
gonna go
of
all of them.
well, I
We're gonna do
like
all
them
of them.
all. Could we do them
Okay.
all?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
game?
It's your
Okay.
podcast.
Well, I mean, I like to hear things in one, 2, threes and
Yeah.
ABCs and formulas and things.
Yeah, I
Okay.
do a lot of lists.
Alright, so my myth number 2, we
Yeah.
might offend
I got
somebody. I
yeah.
I hear that all the time
Yeah.
too. "Oh, he won't like it
Yeah.
if we do that.
Yeah.
She won't like it if we do that."
Fun should be inclusive. It should not exclude. It should be
Everybody's invited.
respectful. Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be respectful. And so I think sometimes people are like, oh, we're not going to do that because somebody, we're not going to have an awards program because somebody said something offensive 8 years ago.
Right.
I'm like,
Well, we
well,
got rid of him.
yeah, I think we can move forward, and just as long as we have guidelines and fun should be, it should be inclusive, it should be respectful, and I think it's pretty easy to follow those guidelines.
Yeah, I think so too. And I mean, and like you said, as long as everybody's invited, and sometimes people have a too cool for school kind of attitude, but
Yeah,
then once they watch everybody having fun,
yeah,
it's like a magnet. It could draw even the biggest curmudgeon into the scene. If
yeah,
you give it a whirl.
yeah. The number of scavenger hunts that I've seen at corporate events where the too cool for school people are like, I'm not doing this, this is dumb, and then like 5 minutes later they're leading the pack, because here's the thing, everybody wants to have fun, everybody wants to play. Sometimes we're not given enough opportunity to do that. And once we are given that opportunity, we want to play, we want to
Yeah.
have fun. The scavenger hunt's way better than spending the day, whatever you're doing, manufacturing, distributing, selling, accounting, whatever you are doing. I'd rather have a day doing a scavenger hunt too.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know,
Yeah, and one time I was doing a group, and that was a very serious crowd, and I said, "Okay, we're gonna play a party game right now," and they were like, "What?" And I call them party games. So anyways, I got them into it. We were having so much fun. Everybody's laughing their butts off. We're having a great time. And the leader goes, "Next time you do this, don't call it a party game." He said, "Wait a minute. At first, they didn't like it, but then they had
Right.
a ball,
Yeah.
and
But, if you called it a team building exercise, then there'd be another group of people like, "I'm not doing that."
that's right. You just
So,
can't please them
no,
all, can you,
no,
Joel?
no.
All right,
Yeah.
and then you already covered, we don't have time to have fun, but we do have time. All right, and then this one is so good, but we're not a fun company.
Yeah, we're not. No, we're very serious. If I only spoke to
Wow,
fun companies,
how's
yeah,
your
that would
recruiting effort?
yeah. Yeah, there are companies that are really fun, and I don't and you get it, it's great, but we all, again, want to have fun. We all want to play, and we have to take that time. And when we have fun together, when we have that connection together, it's powerful. And it creates a bond, and it creates respect, and it connects us, and we appreciate each other, and that all goes into a bank. And sometimes we deposit, and sometimes we take a withdrawal. And when we're working on a tough situation, a challenge, an obstacle, sometimes we have to take a withdrawal out of that bank. But we put so much time and effort into creating that connection and respect, and it's there, and it helps us find a way to overcome that challenge and to meet that obstacle and find success.
Yeah, yeah. And I've had so many times where we've been having fun in training and we are kind of kidding with each other, right? Poking each other and doing stuff where people have come up with nicknames. And later on the nickname stuck, but it wasn't derogatory or
Yeah, I
ugly
love a
or
good nickname.
sarcastic. Yeah, but it's just like or we were like code word. You know,
Yeah, I love a
we
great
would
I
just
love a great nickname.
yeah,
Okay,
and then
I will speak at events, and then years later, like, remember that guy, Kit Kat? And then just somebody might be in the front row was, like, eating a Kit Kat, and I started, like, maybe calling him Kit Kat,
right.
and then, like, yeah, we still call him Kit Kat.
Yeah, and he and secretly loves it.
Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He's Kit Kat.
What a great name.
Yeah,
All
he's
right.
Kit
Well,
Kat.
let's
Yeah, I'm
let's
big. I love creating nicknames.
yeah. All right. So let's finish up this podcast with this great chapter.
We've only gone through 3 chapters. We got a lot to go through.
We might have to have a second show. Do you want to do a
We
second
got
show?
Yeah, we got a
Okay.
lot to go through here.
Yeah. But chapter 4,
We're
listen to
only
this.
getting to chapter 4? Okay.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We try to go so fast in corporate America. I'll tell
Yeah.
you a funny story. I was working with this group and they bring me in at the mid manager level because they need work.
Yeah.
We don't want to do it from top down.
No.
Bring her in the
The
mid. So I
the
come in at
leaders, that's not for them.
that's right. They already know these things. So
Yeah.
so I come in at the mid-manager level and those guys and gals were like fast friends. We're laughing a lot, having fun like you're talking about. Long story short, the upper guys hear about it and they're like, "Hey, can you come in? But we want to do everything you did with them, but in half the time."
Yeah, can you do it in 20 minutes?
And I was like, y'all have to slow down. We have to slow down in this life and like learn. You can't learn like this. I don't know about you, but it took me a long time to learn algebra. I'm just saying. All right. It was a
I
thing. Okay.
I I don't think I ever learned. I went through 2 years, and guess what?
What?
And to my algebra teachers, I just wanna, um,
Say I'm sorry.
n no, I wanna say, didn't need it. Didn't need it at all. Miss Moore, that was my algebra 2. I don't remember what my algebra 1
Oh yeah,
was.
there was a 1 and a 2. I forgot that. I think I
Oh,
blocked that out.
nope,
Thanks,
nope, I
Joel.
do. Miss Hill. Miss Hill, because I took algebra 1 in 8th grade. Man, look at that. Yeah, I'd like to talk to right now Miss Moore and Miss Hill. And Mr. Tarver,
Oh
who was my geometry teacher. Did not
no,
need any of it.
no.
You wasted my time. Um, didn't need one. There was not one moment in my entire career in life that I needed algebra or geometry. Not 1 second.
I
I just
sense a
wanted
little anger.
No, I enjoyed. They were very good teachers. They were fantastic teachers, but did not need algebra or geometry
Yeah,
or chemistry.
I never really understood letters and numbers in the same equation. But anyway.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
chapter 4, make the right choice. 6 sprinkles on the leadership cupcake. All right, so give us the
Yep.
6 sprinkles. If I want to, put sprinkles on my cupcake and I'm a leader,
Yep.
I want to decorate my
Yep.
cupcake, the work that we do. What are the
Yep.
6 things I need to do? I
Wow,
think
it's in the
these are good.
book. Yeah, it's in the book. It's right here
Get the book.
in the book. When we talk about great leadership, and we want to connect with the team, and in improv, there's really one question: how do I help the people around me be successful? People always ask, and for your listeners and your viewers, improv, there's no script, there's no rehearsal, there's no plan. Everything's happening right there for the first time. And I invite audience volunteers to the stage. We play an improv game to discuss these choices because the volunteers make all these choices. So we're laughing, we're having fun. That's the cool part of my keynote. And then I'm going to say, well, here's the choices they made that allowed them to be successful. These are the same choices that you have to make as leaders and teammates. And I could speak all day about teamwork and leadership. I wrote a whole book and we're only getting through chapter 4. So if I could just bring it down to one question: how do I help the people around me be successful?
That's right.
Asking that question, answering it, more importantly, acting on it. And when you act on it, great things happen. And you have to ask, how do I help the people around me be successful? That's what a great leader does. That's the sprinkle on the cupcake. And you have to answer it. And you're going to know what people need to be successful if you're present and in the moment so you can act on it. And in the book, we talk about engaging and participating.
Yes.
Engaging and being there for each other, admitting mistakes, asking questions, avoid trying to make everyone happy, communicating, laughing, and having fun. These are all sprinkles on the cupcake. And it really, really focuses on being awesome and inspiring. You want your team, because if your team is successful, you are going to be successful. And some leaders are, what can all of you do for me? How can all of you help me be successful? That's not great leadership. That's terrible leadership. It's terrible leadership. You've been sold a bill of goods. I'm sorry. That's not great leadership. Great leaders is constantly thinking, how do I help the people around me be successful? The people I'm leading, how do I help them reach their goals and find success? How do I help them be better and be promoted to different positions? That's what creates a vibrant culture, is if there's a
100%.
leader helping you be successful. That's, I think, the vibrant culture, that's what a vibrant culture is.
Yeah.
It's a constant living, breathing entity that cares about everybody in that culture. And you want that success. And the things that I talk about, the sprinkles on the cupcake, those are just decisions that help you create that vibrant culture.
Yeah. And you said the one that does not do this, right? Maybe that's chapter 5. Beware of the dam.
The dumbass manager. So
He said it, not me.
yeah, yeah. We
My
all
grandma Mert would nod up
we
ahead.
all have had dumbass managers. We've all had them. We all know. We're gonna call it the dam. And I go through several managers, like, that we've all had them, and but
Oh,
you have to
yes.
realize what you have and get out of there. But
That's right. That's right.
I promise you, if you're not receiving opportunity and positive support, if you don't have a leader that's helping you be successful, if you don't have a leader that's present in the moment, I promise someone across the street wants someone just like you, who's passionate and energized and wants to give you opportunity and wants to give you positive support and believes in you and wants to help you find success. I promise you do not have to sit there with that dam,
What's holding you back? That's
right?
exactly right.
Because you're not going to be happy and fulfilled, and you're certainly not in a vibrant culture, right? And the leader probably sees you as replaceable. They're going to use you up and then bring somebody else in. And eventually that's not going to work out. And there's a history of companies. I mean, why does this huge company go out of business? Well, it doesn't just go out of business because we all
Mm,
stopped using that company. They made decisions and their customers said, no, I'm not going here, because either they didn't train their employees,
right.
they didn't train them on customer service, they didn't train them, they didn't care. And so that goes down to the customers. They didn't think about what was happening and make decisions to create something new, to grow, and they go out of business.
That's right.
And
Well, I'll tell you what they didn't do. They didn't make the right choice. They didn't lead with passion. They didn't elevate their team, and they did not unleash fun at work. That's what happened.
wow, we should take a screenshot.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, Joel Zeff, how can we find you if we want you to come speak at our conference, our
I
meeting?
would
What do we
love to
do?
do that. My website, joelzeff.com, joelzeff.com is the
Mhm.
perfect way. LinkedIn is a great way to connect with me. And for all your listeners and viewers, if
Yeah.
you connect with me through my website, sign up on my email list, send me a note, I will send you a free chapter of my book, The Chapter About Change, which we did not talk about.
Ooh.
I will send you a free chapter, a cool PDF that you can share about embracing change, being open and flexible to change, being prepared for change,
Mm.
and how that helps us find success during change and disruption. Love to send that free chapter to all your listeners and viewers.
Okay, let's do it on the count of three. Ready? Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
That was a
All
good
right,
one.
everybody. That was another episode of the Build a Vibrant Culture podcast. If you'll go down to the bottom right now, it takes a hot second. Say, I loved this episode. Leave a little love note for Joel and maybe consider getting the free chapter, or better yet, just go get the whole dang thing. In fact, buy it for everybody on the team. Have a lunch and learn. Call Joel. Let's have some fun. Thanks so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Build a Vibrant Culture podcast. If you found value in today's episode, please take a moment to leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Your feedback helps us improve and reach more like-minded listeners. Remember, the journey to building a vibrant culture never stops. Stay inspired, keep nurturing your vibrant culture, and we can't wait to reconnect with you on the next exciting episode of the Build a Vibrant Culture podcast.